Hey everyone, long time no see. Gemini back with another video. Right off the bat, I want to say it's kind of a smart thing, but kind of a bummer that the exhaust has to be on the other side of the motorcycle that you get on. Like, I get it would be in the way, and it's not like that on all motorcycles, but at least on sport bikes like the R1, because it's like I'd like to walk up and like see the exhaust, like at least on the side that I get on. Anyway, just a little thing I noticed right now. But today is going to be story time. So just to give you a little backstory, over the weekend, I was involved in an accident in my car. Nothing even close to major, like pretty much a fender bender type thing, but the way that it happened and the way that the other guy went about it and everything, there's some lessons to be learned here. And I'll go over some old accidents that I've had in the past as well in cars. Obviously, you know about the wreck on the R1. That was the only crash I've had on a motorcycle. You can go back and watch that video if you want some information on that. I'll link it in the description. Anyway, I'm going to jump on and I'll get to the story. Fun fact, this little parking lot that I come to and practice little slow speed skills, I don't do it as often as I should. It feels so good to be back on a motorcycle. It's been raining for like a week. People are like, oh man, you had to wait a whole week, but it doesn't really rain here that often, so I'm kind of spoiled, alright? I'll give that one to you. So, just gonna cruise around. Pretty much what happened with me in my Tacoma over the weekend, this little accident. I was on the 110 freeway heading south, coming from Los Angeles, which is the freeway I commute on all the time, and there's one section of it where there's like an exchange between where the 101 south, or sorry, no, the 101 north meets the 110 south, and there's like other on-ramps to the right. It gets real crazy. There's like 3 lanes to the left and 3 lanes to the right as soon as you get on, and like everybody's trying to get over. So you can see where I'm going with that. Pretty much, I was in like the center lane with 3 lanes to my left, 3 to my right. I had traffic behind me, stopped traffic ahead of me, and cars trying to merge from my left and cars trying to merge from my right. And the car to my left, it was a Chevy Volt, is literally like door to door with me and like already merging into my lane. And I look over like to make eye contact and like what are you doing? Because I'm literally like I said, door to door with them, and the guy doesn't even look at me. It's like I don't even exist, right? So I'm like, all right, well, you know, there's nothing I can do here. There's cars in front of me. There's a car to my right, has his blinker on. He's trying to get over a car behind me. I'm just gonna honk. And the guy, there's some space that opens up in front of me, but barely any. So he just decides to like accelerate and merge directly into my car, like directly into the front of my truck, the front left. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, you knew exactly where I was. You were already merging in on my lane. You know that I'm there, and you're just gonna outright hit me, is what happened. Like, he just outright hit me. I don't know if he thought he had enough space or what, so we'll get to that in a second, but so right after that, I'm gonna stop on the freeway to take photos of exactly how it happened, right? Because, and we'll get to this too, I didn't have a dash cam. So I was gonna stop and get out and like take photos and videos of like exactly what happened. The guy starts to just drive. And I'm like, what the hell? So I follow him and he's like going quickly, like merging over to the right really quickly. And there's traffic to my right. And I'm like, I have to like speed up and cut these people off because he's getting off the freeway and I won't be able to catch him. I was filming with my phone at this point. So I get off the freeway and I get behind him and he stops in a right turn lane, like comes to a complete stop, puts his hazards on in a right turn lane, which is obviously illegal, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm like, we can't stop here, you need to turn right and pull over somewhere safe. And he's like, well, where? And I was like, turn right here and pull over at these meters. There were some meters, you turn right, parking meters, parking spots. So he gets back in his Volt and then he turns right and proceeds to keep driving. And I was like, what is this guy doing? So I'm filming the whole time on my phone, of course. And he eventually stops in a bike lane. And I'm just like, whatever. At this point, like, I'm just gonna pull over and sit behind him. So he walks up to my car while I'm sitting in it. I didn't get out, right? I was sitting in my truck. He walks up to me and he's like, hey, I was like, hey, like, you have insurance, right? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, because you know that you just merged into me. And he goes, oh no, my car's really small and there was a gap and you hit me. And I was like, I'm driving in a straight line and you merged into my lane and hit me. The damage will show exactly what happened. And he's like, well, obviously we disagree. And I was like, laughing at him at this point. I'm like, well, you could disagree with me all you want, dude. I was like, that's fine. And I was like, you have your driver's license and your insurance? He goes, I'm gonna wait for the police. So he wouldn't even show me his driver's license or his insurance info at all until the police get there, right, is what he says. So I call the police as well, just to be safe, because this guy's doing some sketchy stuff already. And just so you know, he had Florida plates and he was a young Caucasian male. So there's nothing about ethnicity here that matters or anything like that. I'm just describing him to you. None of this matters. This could have been anybody. His actions spoke a lot louder than anything else, right? So Florida plates, like I said, on his Volt. The cop shows up. He will not give me his information. The cop asked, have you exchanged information yet? I said, no, he's refusing. And then the cop's like, all right. So the guy gives his information to the cop and refuses to let me see it. And now here's the thing about that, for you, those of you that don't know, when you file an insurance claim, you have to have their information, their insurance, their name, everything, right? So when I try to file my claim, I don't have any of that. So I have to wait for the police report now, which because of COVID takes forever. So all he did was he made the insurance process drag the hell out, right? I told the cop what happened. He told the cop the same story, like to his credit, that he told me about merging into me, which probably is gonna screw him, I'm hoping. So after that happens, right, I also overhear him talking to the cop about the fact that he was buying the car from his dad or something. I couldn't really hear like everything. I was trying to eavesdrop the best that I could, but saying something about that he was buying the car from his dad, so I don't think it was even under his name. I don't even know if it was insured under his name or not, or what's gonna happen with that. So now I'm waiting on the police report. That's what happened with that. The damage was very minor, but the whole scenario was crazy for something so small. Like, it probably would have been in both of our interests, since there was no footage, there were no witnesses, to just walk away from that. But since he was driving off and acting all crazy, you know, like, who knows? I wasn't about to risk it. So, like, I'm sure the damage on my truck is like $600 or $700. The deductible that I have on my truck is $1,000, unfortunately. So if they give me any fault at all, which, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. It's dependent on the results of their investigation of the photos, which the damage is, it's pretty clear exactly what happened, at least in my opinion. But you know how insurance companies are. They're probably going to work out a deal. They're probably like 70-30 to me or some stupid crap like that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was really, really crazy. And after that, going back to the whole dash cam thing, I ordered a dash cam, got on my truck now. I'm not going to mess with it anymore, because had I had a dash cam, there would have been no question, right? Now there's a question of who's going to get fault, because there's no video and there were no witnesses, because dude jammed off the freeway and did anything before I could even take photos. So anyway, comment and let me know what kind of accidents you guys have been in. I'm interested to hear your stories. And if you're new to the channel, again, my name is Gemini. Go ahead and subscribe to me, please. It does me a huge service. And other than that, I'm just out here cruising. I actually filmed a few videos that I had to scrap for several reasons, which is why there's been such a big gap between my last video and this one, most likely. So I apologize about that. I try and do a video every 3 to 4 days. Let me know if you think that guy's at fault. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, the guy on the 110 that merged into me. I mean, let me know if you have any like experience with something like that, of what you think the insurance company is going to say too, or what you think is going to happen, because I'm actually pretty curious myself. I really don't want to pay that deductible. So anyway, guys, I'll have more videos coming, I promise. But In the meantime, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.